All right, let's get this started. About an hour till kickoff, a little bit over. Well, I guess a little under hour till kickoff. Gonna hang out with you guys, see if little Eagles Giants pregame show. Haven't had a divisional game that's as interesting as this one since really the Cowboy game, in my opinion. I mean, if you think back to what's been going on the past couple of weeks, yeah, the Commander game was a lot more interesting than it should have been. But overall, this is going to be a very fun one today up at MetLife Stadium. Weather looks good. A lot of players are going to play. We're going to have a bunch of fun. We're going to let people gather in. Welcome. Of course, we don't do pregame shows every single week, but this is a special week here. So I'd go ahead and jump on, hang out, answer questions, and see what you guys want to talk about in terms of getting ready for this Sunday afternoon game in the early slate. A lot going on in terms of other NFL games. We'll look at that here in just 1 second. First, I'm going to tweet this, so bear with me. Doing this in real time. We get a little share here on Twitter. Let's see here. Bink, bink, bink. Need a little link. Let's see if I can get this, if I can figure out how to make this work. Okay. Come hang out before Eagles versus Giants. They need to fix the Eagles hashtag on Twitter. It still is like the Serbian Eagles World Cup hashtag, which is ridiculous. Versus hashtag Giants. Live now. Come hang out before Eagles versus Giants. There's the little link. All right, we're good. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing today on a Sunday? Let's see. Tweet. That still does the stupid Serbia thing. Okay. We're going to get into who's active, who's not. We got a Saquon Barkley update here in just 1 second. Avonte Maddox looks like he's going to be able to play as well, which is absolutely massive. So let people gather in here. And then go ahead and get going. Let's start with, I think we just need to go ahead and start with what's going on in terms of injury report today. Talked about this on the show on Friday. Looks like I was correct in my prediction on who will play and who will not. Normally, the teams give us an injury report on Thursday, give us an injury report on Friday, and it's like a tentative injury report. It's like they might play, they might not play. It's because of Saquon Barkley and Avonte Maddox. And the news is officially Avonte Maddox is back. You see the Bleeding Green Nation article here. And Saquon Barkley, he will play. 100% about Saquon Barkley playing in this one, which is great news for the Giants. I think good news for Philadelphia. Another good test, right? Derrick Henry last week, they did a really good job, almost too good of a job. It was like, oh my gosh, 11 carries for 33 yards. Let's see them back it up with Barkley, even though he's a little bit banged up. That'd be good news, I think, for all Eagle fans to watch. Here's your official inactives for the Week 14 matchup. Sean Bradley, Ian Book. Remember Ian Book's an Eagle? We almost forget about that. Trey Sermon, Sewell Petta, Josh Sills, Janarius Robinson are all out. So the big name here is Sean Bradley. He's a great special teamer, but in terms of there actually being like, a serious Eagle player out, no, not really. They're going to be just fine. And then you see here that Avonte Maddox is back for his first game since November 3rd. He's missed 4 weeks due to hamstring injury. I'll be very curious to see if he's going to play the entire game. I don't think he's going to play 100% of these nickel corner slot snaps. Hamstrings are tricky. You don't want to re-injure it, and that's the fear right now for Maddox. But he's active, so the Eagle, medical personnel who know a lot more than I do think he's good to go, and that is good news. Big New York Giants news today. Saquon Barkley will play today despite having a neck injury, and the neck issues have been popping up the past couple of weeks so far for Saquon Barkley. He was going to be a game-time decision. He was out there warming up at MetLife Stadium, and he is good to play. However, Leonard Williams is out. He's not going to play. Now, this is not necessarily a surprise in terms of like a Sunday morning. Oh my gosh, he's going to be out. But it is worth noting that he was doubtful to suit up, and it's a big-time defensive tackle for the New York Giants. Leonard Williams will be out of that game. You also see that a lot of other people are also going to be inactive. No more Dory Jackson, David Sills, and Rodarius Williams are out as well. So a little bit of a shock there in terms of Leonard Williams, but not a huge one. The big news, of course, is that Barkley is going to play, and Saquon Barkley is their best offensive weapon and has been. The combination of Barkley and Daniel Jones running the football is what made them really successful early on in this NFL season. They got away from that a little bit. Barkley kind of petered out just a little bit more than what you expected. Saquon was on track for number one running back in the entire league for the first couple of weeks of the NFL season, and he has kind of petered out, and so have the Giants' NFC East hopes, and not necessarily playoff hopes. They're still a playoff football team, but they've come back to earth a little bit, and so if Philadelphia can bottle up Saquon, then you're going to be just fine, and you're probably going to win this football game. I'll be straight up. When we talk about, giving my score prediction later on in the show, you save that till the end. I think Philly rolls today. I'd be surprised if they don't. I mean, is anyone here really scared of the New York Giants today? That can happen. We said this about the Commanders, that they would kill the Commanders a couple of weeks ago. Didn't happen, but at the same time, I think the Eagles are going to be just fine. What do you guys think? Let's see some of the comments here. I ate paper. Can you say hi to me? Hello, what's up? Alfonso says, "Fly, Eagles, fly." It's good, Thomas. How you doing today? Ready for the Eagles win? Says Tyrone Williams. I am. I'm doing great. It's cold, wet, and nasty in Atlanta. Has been all week, but good day for football. Bradbury and Hurts will get revenge. Apparently, Darius Slay. I saw a tweet from John Clark of NBC Philadelphia. Darius Slay was the one who gave the I guess pregame speech last night in the hotel. You know, every night before an NFL game. Teams always meet. They have a nice big team meeting. You know, players speak. This time it was Darius Slay, and he really wants to win this one for James Bradbury. We don't really realize the connection of Slay and Bradbury, not just on the football field, off the football field, is very strong. Bradbury going against his former team today. Slay wants to win this one for him, and so looked at for a big day from both of them. But if Daniel Jones throws Bradbury's way, you know the cornerback who right now is like 7th in Pro Bowl voting for corners, which is ridiculous. He's been fantastic. He's going to definitely want to go ahead and get an interception. Hey, Thomas, want to learn some Spanish trash talking for the Giants? No, I'm good. Saquon is not out. Saquon will play. Hello from the UK. Let's do this, says Daza Benson. What is up? I'm sorry about the soccer squad, the football squad in England there. Rough loss yesterday. Saquon is playing, guys. Yes. Hi, hey, Joseph, how you doing? I'm doing well. Saquon will leave early. Mark my words. Well, early as in like get injured or leave a mark. I'm not sure. Keep Daniel Jones contained. What is the weather today in Philadelphia? I thought it was supposed to be clear, but it might be a little bit rainy up there. We're not in Philadelphia, sorry, in New York. So MetLife Stadium. Do a little on the fly. It is 39 degrees. Look at this. This is interesting. All right, AccuWeather. Boom. 39 degrees. You have a chance of snow. Winds at 7. Little to no accumulation in terms of the rain up there. So it looks like we're going to have a little bit of rain, a little bit of sleet. It's going to be cold, but that's a typical game. Come on, it's football weather, right? It is, what is it? I mean, it's December. It's football weather. Okay, over under 44 and a half. Ooh, says Matthew Edwards. Let's go over. I think over for that one. I mean, Philly's going to score 30 today, right? You would think they would. If they score 30, then, do the math. That's just 14.5 points from the Giants. I like that. Score prediction. I think Philly goes big here. I think it's going to be 34-20, maybe 34-17. I really see a lot of what happened in the Titan game. Tennessee, for what it's worth, Tennessee very similar to the Giants. Mediocre quarterback. Daniel Jones can run a little better than Ryan Tannehill, but very similar. They're heavily dependent on the rushing attack, and they're not really a vertically offensive challenging football team. They're not going to beat you over the top with their great receivers, much like when Treylon Burks went out. The same goes for the New York Giants today. So I really think it's going to be a big Eagles day and a big blowout win. How about bold prediction? 3 Daniel Jones turnovers today. Wouldn't that be fun? 3 Daniel Jones turnovers. Danza says, I'm well, so don't care about England losing. I forget that there are obviously other people in terms of the United Kingdom. My bad. I forgot about that. When the Eagles are in the playoffs, will our players play in the playoffs? Play in the playoffs. What kind of question is that? Of course they'll play in the playoffs. I think he means once we lock up our playoff spot, will we rest players? No, I think we're going for the number 1 seed. There will be no resting players. Let's see here. It's raining. Okay, so it is raining. I'm not watching the pregame show right now in terms of like Fox, but I guess it's praying. Drizzling. Going to be a rain game. Oh, boy. How many rain games has Philadelphia had this year? I went to Eagles Jaguars, and it was absolutely disgusting. It was like 40 degrees and raining and nasty, and it was not fun. But I guess another rain game today. Maybe Miles Sanders today. Interesting note for today's game as well. You have a chance for both A.J. Brown and Miles Sanders to eclipse 1,000 yards rushing and receiving this season. Philadelphia has not had a 1,000-yard back and a 1,000-yard receiver in a very, very long time. I believe it's... how close is Sanders? He's like 50 yards away, maybe a little bit less. He's at 924. So, a little less than 80 yards away, 70 was that 76 yards away from potentially being a 1,000-yard rusher. I think that he could probably get that today. A.J. Brown, he could have a massive game as well, and both of them being 1,000-yard players at their respective positions. Again, big reason why Philadelphia is playing so well. Very rare. Philadelphia, again, a 1,000-yard back is not as rare because they've had that in the past, at least recently, but a 1,000-yard receiver and a 1,000-yard back is extremely rare, and that is very fun. You guys want to join the show? You see there's a little join button underneath me right now. Really great way to show you your support and join the channel. Definitely go ahead and jump into that. I've got a lot of people who have joined the channel as well. Get some cool emojis and modes and stuff like that, especially for live shows. Click the join button and join the show today. I also do want to mention that if you've not signed up for DraftKings and want to bet on this game, you see my pretty face right here on the TFN website. We mentioned this almost every single normal show during the week, but same thing goes. Bet $5 on the Eagles, get $150 back if they win today. That's in free bets. All you got to do is click the link down below in the description box, and then takes you to this website, which is great. And then right here, it takes you to DraftKings. So jump into that deal right there. Again, bet $5 on any pregame money line, win $150 in free bets if your team wins. Got to use the link down below. It is absolutely fantastic. Again, as we mentioned, Saquon Barkley is out for this one. Avonte Maddox is in. It means Philadelphia is pretty much 100% healthy. This is something that's very important. Philadelphia only is missing, right, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who's eligible 2 weeks from now, and Dallas Goedert, who's eligible next week. And word on the street is Goddard will play next week against the Bears. At least he's been looking really good. He was practicing on the outside of the practice facility, or I guess on the left side of the field yesterday. What was it? Yesterday? No, yesterday was Friday. So Thursday, he was doing drills by himself. Can't officially practice with the team because of the whole IR stuff, but he's working his way back. He's no longer wearing a sling on that shoulder. Goddard should play next week. That's really good news for Philadelphia, meaning if they stay healthy the rest of the way, they're going to basically be 100% going into the playoffs, which is absolutely huge and really fantastic. How you guys feeling for this one? We'll go to the comments. I mean, we feel good, right? Is anyone worried about today at all? Is anyone watching this show worried about today? Let me know. Also, be sure to thumbs up the show, because thumbs up the show helps 100%. It really helps a lot of people find the show. So definitely jump into that thumbs up button by hitting it right now. Let's see. What do we got here? This game will be almost a repeat of the Washington vs. Philly in week 3. Yes. That is a really, really good prediction there from Jersey Blocks. I agree. I think that is a great take there. And remember, 9 sacks of Carson Wentz could be a big day for the Philadelphia Eagle pass rush, which was really good last week. And you get another day of all those guys gelling together, all of them working together. Could be a big Josh Sweat day. And Hassan Reddick going for double-digit sacks. He is your Eagles sack leader. With 9. He has a chance to get to 10 today with one more sack. And I'll probably feel pretty good about him doing that. Plus, I believe he gets a bonus if he gets the double-digit sacks. And so he's definitely going to be trying to do that. All right, I want to go ahead and take a look at some of the other games today, seeing what matters early, what matters late. It's interesting slate today, right? Jets-Bills is one of those fun ones you throw up on Red Zone because it doesn't matter for us in terms of Philadelphia, but it does matter in just the AFC in general. And then you have Browns-Bengals. You get to see what Sean Watson does for his second overall game this year. Very rusty last week. Was the rust going to go ahead and wear off a little bit? You never know. Could be a possibility. Cowboys-Texans. How bad are the Cowboys going to beat the Texans today? That stinks. Man, tickets as low as $83. You see, everyone's expecting this to be a blowout. 17 points is the line for Dallas. Wouldn't it be great if Cowboys lost today? That'd be the upset of the year. Lions-Vikings. Everybody, big Lions fans today. If you're not wearing blue in support of the Lions today, I don't know what you're doing, because if they could beat the Vikings at home, where they're 2-point favorites at Ford Field. When was the last time they were a 2-point favorite at Ford Field against the Vikings? That would be a huge upset and really good for Philadelphia's chances at the 1 seed. Jags-Titans, snooze fest. Who wants to watch that game? Absolutely nobody. Ravens-Steelers. Not that big of a snooze fest, but there's no Lamar Jackson, and the Steeler offense getting a little better, but not that fun. Chiefs-Broncos, snooze fest. That's terrible. Bucks-49ers is your one good afternoon game. I think this is going to be the real answer to the question of, can the 49ers win with Brock Purdy? That's a good defense. The Bucks offense has been really bad over the course of 12 games. Their defense has been really good. And if Purdy gets, worked up a little bit in this one, it could be a real indication of the 49ers, impending slide without Jimmy Garoppolo. Panthers Seahawks, again, a snoozer, but you root for the Panthers. Dolphins Chargers, very fun tonight. I have friends who are trying to do like a Christmas movie night. I'm going to watch Dolphins Chargers instead of that. Like, who wants to watch a Christmas movie when Dolphins Chargers is happening instead? Maybe I'll be like sitting there watching the movie on my phone. It's ridiculous. And then, of course, we got Patriots and Cardinals, which is another snoozer on Monday Night Football. I mean, goodness gracious, who cares about this game? Of course, 4 months from now, when it's April and we're missing the NFL, you'd kill for Patriots Cardinals on Monday Night Football. But right now, no thanks. Absolute snoozer. Terrible, terrible game. Let's see. Thank goodness Goddard's coming back. My fantasy team needs him. Boy, fantasy football tight ends have been terrible this year. But unless you have like Kelsey, they've all been bad. I guess Mark Andrews too, but he's been a little bad the past couple of weeks. I'm only worried about the trap game aspect of today. Yeah, it feels like every game for Philadelphia is a trap game. Hasn't it basically been, when looking at Philadelphia as a whole, every single game has essentially felt like a trap game. Like I like go through this. Lions week 1, trap game. Lions offense is really, really good. You could potentially lose to them. That's got to 100% be a trap game. Vikings week 2 wasn't considered a trap game, but Commanders was considered a trap game. Jaguars was considered a trap game. Cardinals was a trap game. Steelers, people talk about the Steelers being a trap game. It wasn't. Texans, Thursday night, short week could be a trap game. It wasn't. The Commanders was, okay, 100% was. Let's see, Colts, everyone thought it was a trap game. And then, of course, the Titans, it was like, oh, you're going to get a trap game against a good AFC team, and you see the score there. What is that, 35-10? I think it's 35-10? Yeah, not really a trap game. Again, it could be today. You never know. I'm not saying it's not going to be, but at the same time, I think Philadelphia's going to be just fine. How long are we till kickoff? What, 45 minutes? Okay, we'll keep hanging out, taking questions, whatever you guys want to talk about. Giants are not bad. Cautiously play professionally, and we will win. Let's look at the Giants' schedule here. Giants have been really weird over the past couple of weeks, right? So the Giants jump out to this crazy, what is it, a 6-1 start, and they're beating the Packers, and they beat the Ravens, and then they went ahead and barely lost to the Cowboys. That was a much closer game than the score actually indicates. Then they have this ugly loss on the road against Seattle. You go, okay. Then you beat a Texans team, which doesn't matter because Texans stink. Then you have a terrible loss to the Lions. You have what was a bad loss to the Cowboys. They looked terrible there in the fourth quarter, and Dallas was struggling on that one as well. And then this tie against the Commanders last week where they go for it. They had chances in overtime. Brian Dable was getting criticized a lot. They overthought that game. And even though they didn't lose it, like a tie is always better than a loss in the National Football League, these past couple of weeks here since Seattle have been very ugly for the Washington Commanders. And really, it's mainly due to the fact that Barkley been a little bit banged up. But he's also just not produced as much as he did during these first couple of weeks. I mean, you can go back to some of these games, and Saquan Barkley was absolutely nuts. I mean, this opener against Tennessee, 18 for 164 and a touchdown. That's like vintage Saquon Barkley, and he hasn't been able to do as much over the past couple of weeks, especially when I've been watching the highlights of games like this. You kind of need him to go, right? Here's him against the Dallas Cowboys, 11 for 39 and a touchdown, right? This is why they lost that game, because Daniel Jones can't throw the football 35 times each and every week, and you expect to win with him, especially with Slayton James and Isaiah Hodgins being your top 3 pass catchers against a Dallas Cowboy defense, which is really, really good. Also, notice this could be an indication of what Philadelphia could do today in terms of stat line. Dallas ran the football 39 times for $169 against the Giants on Thanksgiving, and that was a big key to success up there at Jerry World. Okay, let's see here. I don't think Goddard should play the Bears if he's not definitely 100%. I agree, but, in terms of offensive pass catchers, they can not be 100%, and you still rotate them in. Not as many snaps as Goddard would originally have if he were 100% healthy, but if he's good enough to get out there, he will be able to play, and that's fine. Over under 3 touchdowns for Hurts. Can I just go right at 3? 4 is a lot. I mean, he had it last week. 4 is a lot of touchdowns. I'm going to go 3 for Hurts. 2 through the air, 1 rushing. Don't want to jinx it, but I'm worried about, what does that say, weather? I can't tell what that says. It looks like weather. I bruised my pinky this week. Hope my Eagles win. I'm not worried. I'm sorry. Oh, geez. Okay. Bruised the pinky. I was looking for the Eagles to slip up. Not really happened all season. Yeah, we've kind of been waiting for it. And the Commanders game, I mean, it was a slip up, but it was just a bad game overall. It wasn't like they were surprised by the Commanders or, they got shocked by the Commanders. Philadelphia just came out flat, didn't play well, and they lost. It happens. Opinion on Robert Quinn, says Joseph Dotson. Robert Quinn, man. It's Ryan Kerrigan 2.0. I mean, literally, it's what happened with Ryan Kerrigan 2 years ago. Remember they signed Ryan Kerrigan in the offseason? It was like, okay, I know Ryan Kerrigan has lost a little bit of a step, but he comes to Philadelphia. He's going to play the Chris Long role. He's going to produce playing 20% of the defensive end snaps. And Ryan Kerrigan was horrific. He was awful as a Philadelphia Eagle and completely useless, retired after that year, and he basically fleeced Philadelphia for a couple $1 million. That's what Robert Quinn's doing. Now, can Quinn come in a divisional round game, back from his, knee scope surgery or whatever it is, give you a critical sack of Dak Prescott or, Brock Purdy or Tom Brady? Sure. And that would make him worth it, honestly, because you're trying to win a Super Bowl. But a 4th round draft pick is, it's not good. 4th round draft pick for Robert Quinn, even though it's not a 1st or 2nd or a 3rd, he definitely was a waste of a draft pick and was the one stain on what Howie Roseman has done and what otherwise is executive of the year. I mean, Howie Roseman is the executive of the year. He has been the best GM of the 2022 NFL offseason. During the season, you think about all the moves he made. The one, kind of bummer move was Robert Quinn, but you can't really blame him because all of us, including myself, was like, oh gosh, we got Robert Quinn. Oh, 6 sacks the rest of the year for sure. And he's done nothing since then. Jacob Brandenburg says, guarantee a win. Do it. Boy. Now, spoiler alert, I know Jacob Brandenburg. So he's trying to get me to guarantee an Eagles win. That way, when they lose, he can make fun of me. You know what? In the words of Charles Barkley, right? I guarantee a win today for the Philadelphia Eagles. That was rough. That was a rough Barkley impression. Come on, Jake. You know the Eagles are winning today. You know what? Jacob is actually in my fantasy football league. And let me see here. He's playing my girlfriend this week. He's been mediocre, right? You know, Jake's a big football guy. He's not done a very good job drafting. His team has been grossly overrated. 7-6 on the year, right? 7-6 on the year is Jacob Brandenburg's team, whereas I'm 10-3. Okay, so we talk about I'm number 1 seed too, and Jacob has a really interesting matchup against my girlfriend, and I don't know if he's gonna win. Projected to lose today, so I'm gonna guarantee Jacob loses his fantasy team as well, or fantasy league game today as well against my girlfriend. How about that? See, you come into my chat, you want to start some stuff, I'm right here for it. Jake also likes the Packers, and so you're going to, ask him about that because the Packers are terrible. This is him, by the way. Go ahead and troll him. Go ahead and respond. Yeah. Troll him. Add him. Okay. Do you see Detroit beating Minnesota today? Let's hope so. Wouldn't that be nice? Detroit's been good. You know, the whole Jared Goff situation, the Lions essentially took on Jared Goff's contract, got a first-round draft pick in exchange. Remember, they have the Rams' first-round draft pick this year, and they can now keep playing Goff because he's playing so well, best of his entire career, even when he was with Sean McVay statistically, and then draft an impact pass catcher, draft a pass rusher to go alongside what they already have as a great defensive line. Imagine Aiden Hutchinson and the guy from Alabama, who I'm blanking on right now. That would be absolutely fantastic. I think the Lions have been playing great football, and Minnesota the past 2 weeks, they should have lost to the Jets last week. I mean, Mike White led a game-winning drive, threw a touchdown into the hands of that one receiver. I don't know his name right now. The guy dropped it on 4th and goal. They should have lost there. It should have been a touchdown for the Patriots on Thanksgiving night. And then, of course, it wasn't called a touchdown. Stupid call, classic NFL, and the rest is history. I think, let's go for the Lions today. Now, typical Lions fashion, this could be a shootout, and they lose it in the end because Detroit doesn't know how to win. But I'm going to feel really good about the Lions' chances today. And that, again, would be massive for Philadelphia. I mean, I can't tell you enough. Massive for Philadelphia. You see Detroit beat Minnesota. I forgot about Ryan. Ryan Kerrigan. Yeah, me too, right? That's how bad he was. Guarantee. Let's go. You like that guarantee? Yeah, I mean, come on. We're trying to guarantee, as Charles Barkley says. Wish the Cowboys lose today at the Texans, though. Yeah, me too. You want to talk about impossible things today? You want to talk about like guaranteeing any football game? It's the Dallas Cowboys winning today. If they were to lose, it'd be fun. Oh, it'd be very fun. Side note, Dallas Cowboys, how ridiculous was all the OBJ Cowboy stuff that basically has completely died out? You remember 2 weeks ago when all of Cowboys Nation was so obnoxious about, you see, we're going to get OBJ. You see, OBJ wants to be a Cowboy. You see, OBJ, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, we're going all the way, baby. And then slowly but surely, despite the fact that Jerry Jones once a day would go on 105.3 or 103.5 The Fan in Dallas and guarantee, speaking of guarantees, that they were going to sign OBJ, suddenly OBJ's knee is not ready to go. And it's like, oh, maybe we can't sign him. And then that has died. That has completely died. No more OBJ to Dallas. That was fun, right? Wasn't that hilarious? That was very fun. Dallas, classic Cowboy fans, man. Can you imagine being a Cowboy fan? Obnoxious. It would be, it would just be, just imagine being annoying 24/7, right? That's what it's like being a Cowboy fan. Let's see here. What's another one? Remember Derek Barnett? Wonder how he's going to do next year. Trash. Yeah, I remember Derek Barnett. But see, Derek Barnett had that one good year, got the sack of, who was that? Was the Viking quarterback? What was his name? Sacked him really, really good. And then, of course, Case Keenum. There we go. Had the fumble recovery, the BG strip sack of Tom Brady. But since then, he was terrible and had a lot of, bad personal fouls. He is recovering from a season-ending injury. It happened this offseason, but not a big loss overall. I like Covey, but I want to see Devin Allen at punt return. Everyone does, but they're not putting Allen at punt return because I think he stinks at it. I think in practice, Devin Allen's done nothing to convince them that he could be a legit punt returner, hence why he's not been called up. That was funny, Cowboy fans. Yes. I don't know what this gonna lose that belt to 500. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. Let me know. Be sure to thumbs up the show. We're hanging out. We're going to get going until the start of, we're going to hang out until the start of the game, about 30 minutes away, and then I'm going to leave you guys and go watch the game because I want to watch the game in peace. Okay, you want to play a drinking game today? Because we always love doing that. How about every time they mention Miles Sanders and Saquon Barkley were teammates at Penn State? How about that? Because that's coming today. Get ready for that. The first time either one of those players has a very big run. I mean, literally, mark this down. Sanders, 30-yard run. They're going to do split screen. They're going to show you Barkley on the sideline and then Miles Sanders in the huddle, and they're going to give you the classic, oh, man, remember the fact that the Penn State Nittany Lions, they had Saquon Barkley as their starting running back, and then Miles Sanders was backing him up. Remember how crazy that was? That's going to happen today, for sure. Is Saquon playing? Yes, Hadley, he is. He 100% is. He's suited up, and he is good to go. He is going to play today. He is active, but dealing with a neck injury. Not 100% sure what the neck injury or how long he's had the neck injury, but he has a neck injury, but he's going to play. Mike Garfolo said that Leonard Williams is inactive. Not a shock there, but he is out as well, and so he is not going to play in that one. Remember, Super Chats, get your comment featured on the show. Join button to join the channel as well. And be sure to hit that thumbs up at the same time as we are going to go ahead and take a look here at some of the other NFL games. And keep a little update here in terms of our weatherman with AccuWeather at MetLife Stadium. 37 light rain. And there's a chance of snow if it gets a little bit colder. It feels like 35 according to our AccuWeather forecast here, right? Getting our little weatherman hat on, but it's going to be on and off raining. And, MetLife, the turf is so trash. That is one thing to keep an eye on here. I don't want to be that guy. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, be careful of injuries today, but wet weather, MetLife Stadium turf. Some say it's the worst turf stadium to play at in the entire NFL. I hope the guys are careful today. Let's be careful. Okay. Health versus wins today is very important. Let's see here. Bradbury gets an INT today. Let's hope so. The James Bradbury Pro Bowl voting, let's see, Pro Bowl voting by position is one of the most disrespectful things that I've seen in recent Pro Bowl history. Now, the Pro Bowl doesn't matter in terms of playing in the game. It's not a big deal, but the Pro Bowl does matter in terms of incentive. Is not anywhere close in terms of a leader in NFL voting for cornerbacks is absolutely ridiculous. I'm trying to pull it up right now, but all it has is then it's not showing me cornerbacks. So I'm trying. Let's see. Pro Bowl leaders. Let's see. Justin Jefferson. How about Geno Smith is your NFC Pro Bowl lead vote getter? That's Geno Smith. What's Geno Smith's record, by the way? Quick question. Where's corners? Who's your leading corner? Let's see. Okay, your leading cornerback vote getters are Tariq Woolen. Who does he play for? Anyone? Seattle. And Sauce Gardner. Sauce has been good, man, but right now you take Bradbury over Sauce, right? At least right now. I mean, Sauce over the rest of his career, but Bradbury, I think, has been better. I think last time I looked, Sauce was Bradbury was 7th in cornerback vote receiving right now. He could be one of those alternates if, one of the cornerbacks doesn't want to play, but he should be a starter. He's been that good. And Sauce is good. You get defensive rookie of the year, but Bradbury's been serious this year. Very serious. Weird question. What's your favorite Gatorade flavor? That is a weird question. Light blue. What is it? Frost blue? Glacier blue? Glacier freeze? What is that? Glacier frost? That is the best Gatorade color. And if you say any other color, you're completely wrong. This one right here. Man, that's good stuff. Look at that. Elite Gatorade color. If you don't like that color, man, not good. All right, everyone joining us right now. Quick update in terms of Avonte Maddox and the rest of the Eagles in terms of who's going to play. Maddox is officially back. He is activated. Not sure if he's going to start today. They haven't said so in terms of Avonte Maddox will start at nickel cornerback today, but he's active. So he'll be dressed. He'll have his helmet, his cleats. He could play today, but I think you're going to see him out there. It's just a matter of how many snaps. The only big key, missing player for Philadelphia is Sean Bradley, one of the star special teamers. That's basically all he does. He's a linebacker, but he has a long way to go to actually play linebacker because of TJ Edwards and Kazir White and Nakobe Dean. Ian Book is also inactive today, and raise your hand if you remember that Ian Book is an Eagle. I didn't remember that. Sermon, you're not going to see Trey Sermon today. All the Trey Sermon lovers who think Trey Sermon could be fantastic for Philadelphia, he is out. No Opeta, no Sills, and no Janarius Robinson. These are all the players who will not play for Philadelphia as you see them all. Ian Book was your third-string quarterback. How about that? He was going to be the third-string guy. I had no idea. As you see here, Saquon Barkley is active. active, according to Bleeding Green Nation. And then these are the players that are out, including Adoree Jackson and Leonard Williams. Big loss there for the Giants on the defensive line. Glacier Blue goes crazy, says Mike Money. It does, man. Have you ever been like finished playing outside as a kid? You come back in, ice cold glacier freeze in the fridge. That went hard. Jeez. After the Eagles lost to Commanders, all the people I knew were calling me, texting me, talking about Eagles trash. I was so annoyed. Welcome to be an Eagles fan. Yeah, anytime the Eagles lose, especially this year when they're playing well, oh my goodness, the texts come pouring in. Now, this happens to me all the time because all my friends know, like, Thomas loves the Eagles, right? I mean, obviously, come on. But it's the most annoying thing in the world. Now, when the Eagles are winning, you text those same friends, they basically don't respond. I got a buddy named Landon who, one of the biggest Eagle haters I know, and he always told me Jalen Hurts was going to stink when they drafted him, and Nick Sirianni was terrible, and he would text me every game last year that Hurts struggled. Well, now that Hurts is a baller and the NFL MVP, and Sirianni is going to be Coach of the Year, I text him, and he never responds, which, shocker, it's a shocker how that actually works. It's going to retweet here on my Twitter if anyone wants to go ahead and hang out for another 15 minutes before we go ahead and wrap it up for today. Let's see. I got to respond to this. Yucca. What is that? Okay. All right. More questions. That's Landon. That's all you have to say, Landon. I know. I mean, there's a video. One day I'm going to have him send me this video. When they drafted Jalen Hurts, after the 4-game stretch during his rookie year, whenever he started, we had some bar hanging out with Landon and a bunch of other friends. Remember, Landon, my buddy, is a big Eagle hater. And he asked me, Thomas, Jalen Hurts stinks. He's never going to be a great quarterback. Can't you see that? And I said, Landon, I think Jalen Hurts could be the next great dual threat quarterback in the National Football League. Now, at the time, this is 2 years ago, I said he could become the next Russell Wilson, because remember, Russell Wilson 2 years ago was very easily considered the best pocket passing quarterback who also was a threat to run the football. And he filmed the whole thing to prove me wrong. Well, since then, I was 100% right, and I've never seen the video again. I'm going to try to get that video for you guys, because I was right on that, and Landon should still have it on his phone, and it proves to you that I was correct 2.5 years ago about Jalen Hurts, and he was wrong like most people. Philly official pregame show got set to private. Philly's official pregame show. Which Phillies? Like Philly 500? I don't know why he would be private. You mean like the Eagles pregame show? I don't know. Let's see. I don't think the Eagles official pregame show would be set to let's see here. Would be set to private. Do the Eagles have an official pregame show? I don't even know. Do they have like a on like the Eagles official channel? I don't see one. I don't know. I don't know which one. Tell me which one you mean. Here to see Reed Blankenship light it up from the secondary. No one mentioned Reed last week because he didn't give up any big plays. He was great against Tennessee. Really, really good. And if they get another, he's basically another TJ Edwards. Undrafted, special teams guy, thrust into a starting role. Took TJ a couple of weeks, or should I say a couple of years. Now he's a star. Same could go for Blankenship. Oh my goodness. Imagine Philadelphia not having to draft a safety high in 2023. More pass rushers, more skill players, maybe a running back. Huge. Biggest Eagles hater is Dan Celo on Jacob Sports. I don't know who Dan Celo is. Is he a big hater? I like Jacob Sports. They do some really good stuff there. I'd love to have Seth Joyner on the show. I've messaged him. He hasn't responded, but I don't know who Dan Celo is. But I can't imagine being a big Eagles hater on Jacob Sports. Still worried about the dual threat. I remember RG3. Hurts is different. RG3 wasn't that good of a passer. Hurts... The improvement from from Jalen Hurts last year to this year throwing the football is the greatest improvement in the history of quarterback play from one year to the next. And that's not being exaggerated. I say so many things that are like Homer Eagle fan stuff. And it's like, Thomas, look what's behind you. Like, obviously, you're a Homer on that. Name a quarterback that's had a bigger progression throwing the football from one year to the next. And you could say Josh Allen, because Josh Allen's rookie year, a little iffy, really came on in year 3. But everyone knew Josh Allen was still a great football player and a great football thrower. Hurts was not considered that. The guy, like a 50% completion percentage, it's up in the upper 60s right now. Crazy. So far, the floor for Jalen as a starter is 9-7. The playoffs, people are crazy. Yeah, that's the floor, right? That's the floor. I think it ended. Let's see. Wonder who's going to ball out today. What do you think? Who's going to ball today? Matthew says Smitty going to go crazy today. He could be. Man, I love Devontae Smith. You know the jersey over there, right there. Really pointed it right there. That's a Smitty jersey. Love your applesauce, Mr. Mott. I appreciate that. Every time you buy Mott's applesauce, I get a cut. That's how it works, right? I get a big cut. So always buy Mott's applesauce. Not really, but you should always subscribe and hit the join button as well, because that's a great way to support the show. Not buying the applesauce because I'm not actually affiliated with that. Can you imagine if I got a Mott's applesauce sponsorship on the Thomas Mott show? That'd be crazy. But then I have to like eat applesauce on the show. I don't know if I'd want to do that. But if you know somebody at Mott's and they want to support and sponsor a Mott show, that would be insane. Let's see. What's up, Thomas? Says Rock the Artist. What is up? How we doing? We feel good. Give me score predictions down below. I said 30. What did I say? 31-17? Maybe 31-20? I don't know. I could see this game like the Giants go right down the field and score. You think back to the Colts game, right down the field, Tennessee, down the field and score, and then Philadelphia blows them out after that. I could see that happening. That could be fun. Just when the game is on, I'll be sure to message you when something happens. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to be live during the game. I just like hanging out watching the game, but with my roommates. Lamar Jackson. Hadley Scott says, luckier than me, I got toilet paper. I don't know what that means. That's good you have toilet paper, I guess. I don't know. Thumbs up the show. We have 49 thumbs ups. And before we go ahead and wrap up, because we're almost done, let's get a couple more. So thumbs up for the show. If the Eagles were to lose, I might do a post-game show. If they were to lose. They're not going to, right? I already guaranteed it. I gave you the Charles Barkley guarantee. They're not going to lose. If they did, we might jump on and all commiserate together. But I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening at all. I think they're going to be absolutely just fine. 38-11. Geez, how are you getting to 11? That's quite a score. Says Human. How you say the last name? Said? I'm not sure how you say that name. Giants have backup guards starting today. D-line and eye discipline are the key today. Giants offense is 100% misdirection. I agree. Oh, I see. Scott tissue instead of applesauce. Hadley Scott. I see. Okay. I'd rather have Scott tissue. I'd eat that a lot more. I'd use it a lot more instead of applesauce. I wouldn't eat it, right? Obviously. I'll say a blowout where it's going to be close. These division games are wacky. I was talking to Sal Palantonio on the show this past week. Great interview. If you missed it, check that one out. He made a great point. He thinks that the Eagles would blow out the Giants today. Okay. Then they struggle next week against the Bears. And I was like, Sal, what are you talking about? That's crazy. And he said, well, Philadelphia versus the Giants, they're locked in. They're a better football team. As you mentioned, Saquon's a little bit banked up. They're missing Leonard Williams, missing some starting guards, blah, blah, blah. But he said, the Bears, we know, are a bad team. Philadelphia could go to Soldier Field, bad weather, overlook them because they're so focused on Christmas Eve against the Cowboys, right? We're 2 weeks away from Christmas, by the way. 2 Sundays, right? Today's the 11th. We're 2 Sundays away from Christmas. And then, of course, it's 13 days from Christmas Eve. And Philadelphia could overlook the Bears because they're so worried about Dallas and then slip up against the Bears, or at least look bad against the Bears. That was his thought. I don't know if it's true, but I don't know. You're one of the only content creators doing a pregame show. Okay, well, a lot of pregame shows. I mean, for every NFL team. So just trying to hang out with you guys. And I don't do it every single week because sometimes I have things going on Sunday, church and stuff like that. And so I don't make it for a pregame show. But went to the early service today, and so we're hanging out with you guys. I got to see that, especially with field speed. Who would you like to resign? Bradbury, CJ, or Miles? I'll take Bradbury first, then CJ, then Miles if I had to rank them. Because Bradbury's fantastic because he's really good. It's snowing in Chocolate Town. I don't know where that is. I'm guessing that's in New Jersey. Sounds like a great town, though. Sounds really, really delicious. How much longer until kickoff? Okay, quickly, let's run through before we start your rooting guide for the day. Okay, put your Eagle hat on, as I normally have. I watch the Eagles on my one TV. I got 2 TV setup, right? My TV, roommate's TV, they're stacked up and in the living room. Looks really, really good. So you can put on Philadelphia on the main one and NFL Red Zone on the top one. Here's your rooting guide. Get ready for week 14. Hershey, PA, let's go. Okay, that's great. All right, Bills, Jets, you don't care here, but let's root for Mike White. Well, let's all just keep jumping on the Jets hype train. Mike White is playing good football. We like quarterbacks who, overcome adversity. Mike White obviously has done that. Big Jets fans today, even though it doesn't really matter. Browns, Bengals. I like the Bengals. I think the Bengals are the biggest threat right now to anyone else in the Bills, Chiefs in the AFC. I like the Bengals to crush the Browns, and we're not big Deshaun Watson fans here. Texans, Cowboys. You root for the Texans, but Dallas is going to win. So, sorry. What are you going to do? Come on, Chocolate Town is in Hershey, Pennsylvania. I knew that. I'm sorry. Vikings, Lions, big Lions fans. You want to talk about Lions fans today? We are all Lions fans today. All of us. As a collective unit here on the Thomas Mott Show. Because if the Lions beat the Vikings, the NFC's number 1 seed is basically Philadelphia's as long as they beat Dallas. It's like for sure. Jaguars, Titans. You don't care here, but my roommate Alex is a Jaguars fan, so we'll root for the Jaguars. Although, really, the Jaguars keep losing, they get a better draft pick, so maybe you should root against them. I don't know, but we pull for the Jags over the Titans. Eagles, Giants. I wonder who we're rooting for in that one. 7-point favorite though is your line right now. It's gone up. Ravens, Steelers. Could care less here. We'll root for Pittsburgh. Why not? Baltimore's weird this year. And I know you get Tyler Huntley today. Interesting. Chiefs, Broncos. You go for who cares? Because could not care. The Broncos have been the most disappointing team I have seen in a very long time. They have talent, and the fact that they are unable to score more than like 10 points a game is ridiculous. So you can root for the Chiefs. I don't really care. Bucks, 49ers. I got a question right here. St. Thomas, do you have concerns with Tom Brady in the playoffs? From Frank Gurnick. Yes, I do. I think Brady could be scary in the playoffs, but I think that this is going to be a game that is super low scoring. I would take the under in this one because you have Brock Purdy making his first official start. He's going to go against a very, very, very good Bucks defense. The Bucks offense gets ripped this year because they can't run the football, barely score points, blah, blah, blah. But the Bucks defense, fantastic. This could be 17-10. And maybe Brady pulls it out. But yeah, you're always scared of Brady in the postseason. The good news for Philadelphia is you probably would be able to beat them if you matched up in like a divisional round situation because Brady's going to win the South, but he's going to have to play in the wild card based on how it all works because he's going to be the 4 seed. Panthers, Seahawks. Root for the Panthers today. Double whammy. You know, Seahawks loss is a helpful way for Philadelphia to clinch today if they were unable to win. And the Panthers winning would help the Eagles' first-round draft pick via the Saints because the Panthers and Saints are very close in record-wise. Dolphins, Chargers. Who cares? It's just a fun matchup. Enjoy that one. Doesn't really matter. A lot of Dolphin fans, though, probably at SoFi Stadium, I would go ahead and predict. And Patriots, Cardinals. The Cardinals are the most annoying team in the NFL. They're just, I don't know. It feels like they're just a bunch of drama queens on that team. You can root for the Patriots, though, although that offense is really killing Mac Jones. They've not been that good. All right, we're going to go 4 minutes. 4 minutes of questions. I'll answer any question you have. Type it right now, and then I'm leaving. I'll peace out and go watch the Eagles. Let's see. Should we expect Nakobe Dean to play more today? There's a chance. Now, Kazir White's active. He was on the injury report earlier this week. There were thoughts maybe ankle injury. He's active. He'll start. But there's a chance you could see a little bit more Dean today. And of course, if Kazir White's ankle gets worse throughout the game, then Dean could play the rest of the way. He was great last week. He flashed last week, and we gave him credit where credit is due. 17-3, 49ers late score steals it in 49ers Bucks. Boy, 3 points for the Brady offense. Gosh, that's terrible, but it's possible. I hope Nakobe Dean plays. He'd stop the run. Kazir White's not bad against the run. Dean's just, we all know what Nakobe Dean can be. And we all want to have a player on our football team where 5 years from now, you just kind of say, man, remember when no one drafted Nakobe Dean in Philadelphia stole him in round 3? That's what I'm hoping for with Nakobe Dean. That'd be fun. That would be very, very fun. All right. Almost out of time. Okay, here's the deal. Bird Gang says, what's up, Mott? What's up, man? A little late, but we're about to head off, but I appreciate you. You had some, what's this? You had some really weird takes in the Commanders loss. I disagree about 90% of what you said. I agree. Don't blame the refs. That's it. When do you think Jalen Hurts gets a new contract? End of this season. He will get a new contract end of this year, for sure. If we don't keep Miles, what are your thoughts on looking at Jahmyr Gibbs in the draft? He looks good. Everyone wants Bijan Robinson, but Bijan's going in the first round, and I don't want to take a running back in the first round. Dean played good last week. Yes, he did. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I'm going to say this. If we were to lose or something major happens, right, you can just use your imagination on what that is. I'll do a live show after. We'll do like a post-game show. If they blow them out, not do a post-game show because what's there to talk about, right? I'll probably do a video of some sort, reaction, something like that. But if they lose, come on back. And we're going to break it all down, little therapy session, group cry, whatever you want to do. And we'll hang out for a little bit. And we can, of course, all cry about it together, essentially, is what we're looking at here. So that is how we do it. All right, guys, I appreciate you hanging out. Go Birds today. Let's get that dub. You want to find me on Twitter at @RealThomasMott. Tweet me during the game. I'll tweet back. Come on. It's right here. I'm not like, I don't have like a billion people in my DMs, so I'll answer if you guys want to go ahead and respond. Let's get to 12 wins today. Go Birds. Stay safe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.